Before we get into the episode, this is my disclaimer of, yes, this is episode 77. And while I'm recording this one inside, the episode was actually recorded outside, and I didn't get to finish it because I got interrupted, and I think that that's where it was supposed to end anyways. But it's just me going through the things that I've been going through lately and kind of just dumping my brain and where I'm seeing everybody at, the underlying current of everything right now. And I'm putting this at the beginning because I want you to know that you're not alone in anything that you are feeling. There's so much going on right now. And even me showing up the way that I did is my step forward, my little step forward. What do I need to do next? What do I need to do to continue to move forward? And that was me recording outside in a noisy yard with birds and squirrels and somebody cutting their grass, and then my cat at the end, which is where I got cut off. And showing up as imperfectly but authentically and in integrity as possible. And that's all we can do in our lives right now. This is inspired perpetual alchemy. And it's not about being perfect. It's not about showing up perfectly. It's about showing up the way that you need to show up to keep moving forward. And that's what this episode is going to be about. Yeah, it's messy. It's probably one of my messiest ever since the beginning and since I first started doing this. But I am hoping that it's going to help somebody out there to know that they aren't alone and to know that it's okay. No matter how things feel right now, it's going to be okay, and you aren't alone. You aren't alone in this. I promise you. You're not crazy. Things are just moving and shaking the way that they are right now. And it's showing us things individually and collectively. So that is my intro before we start the episode. And yeah, it's just me rambling. So again, I normally say this at the end, but I'm going to say it now because it didn't get said at the end. And I feel like this is how this is supposed to go out. You're not broken. And as divided as we may seem, as crazy as things may seem right now, we are not divided. Please don't think that. And please don't think that you're broken. And please don't think something is wrong with you. Things are a lot right now. It's not your imagination. It's time to regulate that nervous system. It's time to ask for help if you need it. And it's time to take care of yourself and be kind to yourself, because that's what's going to help us get us through all of this, whatever this is. So please, if you need help, reach out. And I'm not just saying that to me. I'm saying that to a trusted healthcare professional, friends, whatever it is. Because reaching out is not weakness. Rest is not weakness. We need each other. And yes, while we are solitary sometimes, we need community. And we need rest. And rest is not a reward. It's a necessity. Because if you don't rest now, your body's going to make you. Your mind is going to make you. And we don't want to be forced into that. I've been forced into that way too many times. Oh yeah, I'll rest later, and I don't. And then something happens and I have to. Again, the undercurrent of everything is perpetual alchemy. That doesn't mean that you have to move quickly. And right now, things might feel like they're going really fast, but really slow at the same time. Because that's what it seems for me and other people that I'm talking to. Time feels weird. Everything just feels weird. And you're not alone in any of this. So, again, that's everything that I have to say before we go into the episode. Yeah, the episode stops abruptly, but I feel like that's where it needed to stop. And so, if nobody has told you today, I'm proud of you. You're doing a great job. You are loved. You are wanted in this world. Your magic is needed in this world. You aren't alone. And again, you are loved. So with that, let's head into the episode. Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy with Lizzie. I am coming from a different space, and that would be outside. This is episode 77, and I didn't feel like doing it inside, and I was told maybe I should do it in the backyard where you can hear the birds, but there's also wind and planes and cars. But I'm going to do the best that I can, and maybe I record this and it doesn't go out because the sound is terrible, or maybe I just release it as is. I don't know how long this is going to be. It might be a short one, but I'm going to be transparent. The past couple of weeks, well, months, weeks, have been a bit challenging. And right now, I am in reactive mode. I am not in proactive mode, and I've never pretended to be perfect. I will never pretend to be perfect. But with the things that I am trying to take care of in my health, my daughter's health, and personally, it's just sometimes you feel very spread thin. And I started taking a supplement a couple of days ago that's supposed to help. But because the dosage was too high, I believe, it kind of did the opposite of what it's supposed to do. And so last night was very challenging for me. While I did need to shed tears because I am moving through and holding a lot. And yes, I'm regulating very well. I haven't cried, and that needed to happen. And so maybe I'll just explain what happens when you kind of feel lost as your identity shifts and as you hold a lot of things. And while you get used to holding those things pretty well, it doesn't mean that there's not a point where you're like, I can't hold everything all of the time. And it's that alchemy of being able to say, I'm going to lay this down for right now. And I did that last night. And I'm in this point of, I don't know what's next. I'm dealing with legal stuff and I'm going to feed squirrels in my backyard as I talk to you. I'm at this point with Black Cathedral that there is a huge global company that has reached out for the trademark. And I don't know exactly how I'm going to handle this yet because there's a lot of things involved. And I'm staying open-minded and I'm staying open to possibility and opportunity. But at the same time, I don't know how to proceed forward. So there's that. And then again, personal life stuff, inspired alchemy stuff. I don't see where everything is going. So then I go, okay, do I put it all down for right now? And last night, I tend to talk about how my brain looks like this attic. It's not an old dingy attic or anything, but it's an attic and it's dimly lit. And normally I have all of these boxes that I can put things in. And normally the boxes are very organized and they stay closed. But last night, everything kind of opened up. And for the first time in my life, I saw myself sitting in the middle of this attic, a different version of myself. And she has a Sharpie in her hand. And there's stuff everywhere. And it's like, okay, what am I going to do with these boxes? All of the boxes, just everything flew open. And what am I supposed to do next? What do I keep? What don't I keep? What needs to be given away? And what can I hold on to? And so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden a key appears. This has never happened to me either. I'm sitting here in a Sharpie one hand, and there's a key in my other hand, lying on the floor, wherever it's at. But I know that there's a key. And in this attic, there is a secret door that I had never seen before. And it's like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do with this? Do I open this door with this key? I'm not sure. And so I'm at this point in my life where my identity is shifting huge. And this is what happens sometimes in growth. And instead of trying to show up perfectly, which I don't try to do, I'm going to go back to my first episode of where I recorded on my phone and just kind of spill out my mind as I feed the squirrels and the blue jays in my backyard, which is a place that I find peace. And there's a lot of things happening in my life that make me question a lot of different things. I'm seeing so many people within my life, pretty much everybody, that is kind of moving through the same kind of thing I am, but in a different way. Obviously, everybody has their own path, everybody has their own way, everything happens to people differently, but it's all still the same kind of underlying current, I guess. The need for peace and the shifting that's happening all around us. Not knowing where to go next and just kind of still following the same little steps and kind of trusting in the process and surrendering to what is and having patience to watch things kind of unfold. And while it's really challenging, I think that's what we're all going through at this time. I'm seeing all of these people kind of passing through Earth and deciding if they're going to stay or if they're going to go. I had a family member that had a medical emergency, and I've seen other people within my circle with their families having similar medical emergencies, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, where am I supposed to go next? What am I supposed to do next? And at this point in time, I don't know. And that's okay. And that's all part of the process. We don't have to know what's next. We just have to follow the next small thing. And if that means recording this episode so imperfectly and probably with so much noise in the background, just to make sure that I'm staying consistent, even in the small things, I will do that. This is also a part of rest for me. While I am recording this, and while it is imperfect, and while it is probably noisy, I think that it's probably my next step. No matter how much it's going to be like, okay, well, I feel weird putting this out here like this. Maybe it's what I need to do because that's what I feel called to do. And it is funny because a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a friend and he's like, I had sent voice messages to him. And if you love spooky stuff, I'll give him a shout out. It's Eric from Sangwon Macabre. And he posts all the spooky stuff. He posts all the spooky stuff, and he was telling me, he's like, oh, I hear birds in the background. Maybe you should record from your backyard. And I was like, oh, maybe one day I will. And I guess today is the day. And I know energetically I'm moving through a lot. And I'm hitting these new layers of energy that I'm not familiar with. And so with that, and doing the things that make me uncomfortable, like going to networking events and things like that, it's all stuff that while I was doing really well regulating, it's this new level of learning regulation within this level. And this happens to us throughout life. It's like, okay, we hit this level, then we have to learn new regulation. And while it feels like we're taking a step back sometimes, it's really not. We're just moving forward into a new territory and learning to be in that space and learning to regulate and exist in that space that we're not used to. So we have to be patient with ourselves and we have to be kind to ourselves. And this is also going to mean that the people around us are not going to know how to react and respond as we grow and evolve. But all we can keep doing is showing up authentically and showing up in a way that feels authentic to us and in integrity. And that's all we can do. And I understand that this is me rambling a lot, but I have done this before where I just kind of spill out the things that are in my head. And sometimes those are the things that need to be heard the most. I need you guys to know that you are not alone in whatever you are feeling. If you are feeling it, the energy is a lot right now. Things are a lot right now. The collective consciousness is a lot right now. And it's showing us things on a individual level and on a collective level. So please just be kind with yourselves, to yourselves, and know that you're not broken. And I normally put this at the end of things, but you're not broken. And as much as we think that we're divided, we're really not. As much as we think that things are really bad, we can choose to see the good. I guess the birds agree. We can choose our path. We can choose our mindset. And sometimes it does feel really, really challenging. And that's where this nervous system work is so freaking important. That's where all of this comes down to, are you safe in your body? Are you safe in your mind? Where do you feel like you need to move next, but safely? Do you need more community? Do you need rest? Do you need, like, what do you need in this moment? Are you fueling your body properly? Are you eating properly? Are you hydrating properly? I recently knew that I really needed to take and hold and be accountable for what I'm eating. And what I've seen as I am tracking what I eat again is that I was significantly just yo-yoing, between, well, pretty much not eating enough, honestly. And so while my body is trying to heal, I need to make sure that I'm getting in what I need to get in. So I'm taking responsibility for myself, my health, and all of these things. And in turn, the people around me are choosing to do similar things. So I ask you, as somebody starts cutting their grass, what do you need in this moment? You might ask your body that, and you might not know right now, but listen to the subtle cues. Start to understand your patterns. Start to understand where they're coming from. But don't use that awareness to bypass anything. And I'm speaking from experience. I've used my awareness to bypass, but that's just intellectualizing what you know, but not doing anything about it. And that's not where we get healing. That's not where we get growth. If you need to reach out to a coach, a therapist, a doctor, whatever it is you feel you need to do, then please do it. Asking for help is not a weakness. It is how we start to understand and move forward, even if you're just reaching out to friends. What are you needing on a mind, body, and soul level? Do you need to read? Do you want to write? Do you want to play? Play is so freaking important, and we don't do it enough. What kind of food are you needing? There's just so many things involved in this, and it can feel overwhelming. And there's so much information out there in the internet, in the interwebs, in the ether, that it can be really challenging to discern what you need versus what society and social media is telling you that you need. So I stepped inside to finish recording this because I wasn't going to put you guys through the noise of somebody cutting their grass. So I'm hoping that everything that I spilled out of my brain today will help somebody feel less alone. Even though it's not a normal podcast episode, even though it's not what I normally do, this is what I felt called to do, is to show you that in an imperfect way, we can still find our way. We can still continue on the path, even if it's small little steps every day, because those small steps, whether it's you just getting out of bed, whether it's you asking for help, whether it's you just following that next thing of, what does my body intuitively need? Do I need rest? Do I need food? Do I need water? Whatever it is, what's that next thing? And those little things are what's going to help move forward. I could talk about a million different things, but I think that that's all I wanted to put out there today. And I know this was a short one. And I feel like maybe there's going to be a visualization coming of the whole attic thing. I'm not exactly sure how to turn that into a visualization yet, but I will work on that. And I will see what's next. I will continue on my path. I will continue with Black Cathedral. I will continue with Inspired Alchemy. And I will continue moving forward, no matter how slow that is, no matter what that looks like. And I will be gracious. I'm grateful for everything. And I will continue to move in the direction that I need to. And that is my cat in the background. So I'm going to leave you with that for now, as crazy as this is.